Going live with the first round now. Black Dragon starting out on the defensive side, and EvaTeam will be on attack for Blacklist.
And right now, EvaTeam, I think this is going to be their more preferred side as well, so definitely a positive situation for them to start off on. I know in the past they have struggled a bit on their defense on this map, so definitely a more comfortable situation for them to be on the attack, I'm sure. Black Dragons, though, a team that has a very solid defense on most maps, so they're going to have to be careful about how they attack this one. Black Dragons normally playing this 2-on-2 setup and just hoping that these players push in, unexpecting of these positions. And I like how Black Dragons is playing this one from the start, putting all of the pressure onto EvaTeam to really make their move here. Will, though, almost runs into trouble there. Rambo, sorry. Got my NA brain there, thinking of some NA players, but Rambo peeks out mid, going through, but not going to connect on the shot. ADRF, though, almost taken down from the box spam. Maxim getting some nice shots off there, but not quite enough to get the job done just yet.
And we see Maxim having to fall back after an unsuccessful attempt at a push. The rest of the team is going to be grouping up for a little bit more of a play. Solidified play, I should say, over towards that B site. They've got most of their players stacked over towards the connector and leading into mid a little bit as well at the moment. So probably going to try to push themselves in through the house, but there's going to be a lot of congestion here for the Black Dragon side of things. They'll swing up actually way through mid instead, but they are going to get the first kill. EvaTeam is going to be able to move in, knocking out Will early on, bringing this into a 4v4 now as the trades actually roll in for the Black Dragons. 3 kills, in fact, come out from them before we see another one claimed by Bean on the side of EvaTeam. They're bringing it down to only 3 players left standing here on Black Dragons.
They will get the bomb down, though. Even at a man disadvantage, they still have a solid chance at winning this. Bean gets spotted on the cross. Can't sneak into that corner quickly enough to hide there and wait for the push out from the B barn. And right now, it's going to be Black Dragons still in a tight spot for the retake. Have to push out together. So far, though, it is going to be EvaTeam holding it nicely, but Notson answers back with the double kill. And Black Dragons pull through for the retake and take the opening round 1-0. And you can see them shouting aggressively, trying to intimidate EvaTeam right from the start here.
You can hear them as well. They're going to be jumping into this one. There's that Brazilian passion that we've seen in the past matchups. We already saw it in our other game versus INTZ when they were almost able to upset in a great match against Super Valiant Gaming. Like we just barely fell at the end of it, and they now sit in the lower bracket too. So both teams for Brazil fighting for survival now. Obviously, INTZ's made it a little bit further than the Black Dragons, but they're looking to get to the same exact position by taking down EvaTeam and knocking out the first Vietnamese team.
Right now, Black Dragons, they're going to be playing pretty reserved once again. This time only having 1 player, though, on that B bomb side. It's going to be Notson playing alone. Rightfully so, though. Had a solid hold over there in the first round, grabbing 3 frags for himself. So right now, Black Dragons going to rely on him to make sure that B site doesn't go out of their control, but they've read the situation quite well. EvaTeam seems to be favoring mid and A control for the late portion of the round, so Black Dragons, they've got the setup perfectly to counter that. 2 in the back of mid and 2 forward, holding for the A push. So now Black Dragons, they're just waiting for EvaTeam to run right into this trap. Meanwhile, EvaTeam, though, trying to fill out the map here and potentially get a pick from either of these zones, mid and B. They both have an individual trying to poke out in, but so far, no luck as Will picks up the first. Rambo goes down, and it's already a 5-on-4 here, looking good for Black Dragons once again.
Got the rest of Black Dragons remaining very passive right now, as you mentioned in the first round, letting EvaTeam make the first move in this situation. They're going to move towards the house. Looks like a majority of their players are going to be hanging out there, but they still also have botcons hiding out inside of the A connector, waiting to cut off anyone from Black Dragons that might try to go for an early rotate. They'll have to abandon that, though, routing back through mid and grouping up with the rest of the team as they're moving into the B site, or at least trying to get themselves out towards it. Black Dragons know that push is going to be coming in at any moment. The time is starting to get a little bit low here, but again, no execution, no follow-through coming in from EvaTeam right now. So Black Dragons will remain stable and ready to take on the challenge when EvaTeam eventually have to push them through the house.
Still a nice 5v4 for the Black Dragons. 30 seconds, though, on the clock. EvaTeam running this one down to the wire here, but they're going to try and force their way out of mid and onto B at the same time. We'll see if Black Dragons is ready for the response here. Kukon, though, finds one. Maxim takes down another. It's down to a 3v3, but they force their way through. Maxim finding another big headshot there and the plant. This is a big play coming out from him. And now Black Dragons have a difficult retake ahead of them. Danimal and ADRF left in a 2-on-3 to try and retake this bomb site. Only 30 seconds to grab all the kills in the defusal there. A little bit lost for words there for a moment, but right now Danimal goes down. It's ADRF left in a 1v3. Things looking positive here for EvaTeam to tie it up right from the start. No presence there from ADRF as well. And there you have it. It's going to be a tie right from the start.
So a lot like some of our previous matches today. We said today was going to be filled with close matches, and we certainly didn't lie to you, that's for sure, as we're into another one now. A 1-1 scoreline right from the beginning. as Black Dragons are unable to secure a solid position here at the beginning of the game. But regardless, we could see the battle back into it. It's a very quick one-for-one exchange at mid. Botkans moves in to knock out Vienna, but the immediate trade is also found from Will, being able to take down Botkans.
Now EvaTeam looking for that second opening to try and work their way into an execution here, but right now, not a whole lot of luck in finding that second player just yet to take down. Botkans already fallen for EvaTeam. Meanwhile, Vienna down for the Black Dragons here as they look to try and hold on to this one. Black Dragons, though, going to back up, trying not to get too overly aggressive here over towards that A bomb site area. Meanwhile, though, not a whole lot of mid presence coming out. It's just going to be Will playing passively on the backside of the bridge here for Black Dragons. So a potential opening here if EvaTeam find a way to exploit it. They do have a player sitting here in mid. It's going to be Rambo as the rest of his team works up the B tunnels to potentially hit this B bomb site. And right now, Black Dragons is really reliant on just these two players, Notson and Will, to hold off this B split. So they have to be careful and make sure that Will doesn't over-rotate on this push and give an opening here for Rambo to sneak through mid and potentially wrap behind them. Right now, though, their execution going to come through. Black Dragons playing it safe, throwing the counter flashes nicely to stall the push, making sure they have time to rotate if they need to, but still, no full rotation coming through just yet. Danimal finally starting to work his way back into mid, though. Great rotation here to make sure the support comes through, and they do send Will over onto the B-bomb site as well. Black Dragons, though, going to be flashed back. Kukon trying to sneak out here back into the global risk spawn. Not going to happen, though. Will and ADRF shut things down. And so far, Black Dragons are holding this one off nicely. Bean and Maxim, though, trying to clean things up and turn this one back around, but they're running into some trouble here. Caught with an 8-out is going to be Bean going down, and it's just on Maxim here, and it's not going to happen. Once again, Notson steps it up here for his team and finds a round for Black Dragons.
And a decisive round at that from Black Dragons. 4 players still standing at the end of it. Certainly something that they're going to be proud of if they can continue to hold in such strong fashion. EvaTeam, in the meanwhile, throwing their heads to the wall towards the B site. It's not working out for that time, as we do end up seeing the Black Dragons take control of the second round through the lack of really a variety of angles that we could have seen from Black Dragons. No mid-control for them to try and work off of, to lurk their way through the spawn and then get better access towards B. Only just forcing the issue through the house. And it does lead to a relatively quick defeat once Black Dragons lock in on them.
And now we see, once again, Black Dragons continuing strong with this very passive and reserved setup. And so far, it's been working decently well for them. They've got only one round against them. EvaTeam, though, struggling to find these early round openings to go their way. They really haven't had a whole lot of luck here just yet. But right now, they're putting a bit more attention over towards this A-bomb site this time around. It's going to be up to ADRF and Danimal to try and hold off the push if it does come through. They do have Will for the support close by in mid. He's already going to be prepping to hold the cross here from the mid-bridge, so they definitely sense that this A push is coming through. Botkans applying pressure, but no success just yet. Black Dragons doing a good job of stalling things out. Will finds Kukon there. Botkans going to run into trouble as well. He's taken down by ADRF. Bean down to low HP as well. Rambo and Bean, though, they do respond with a kill apiece, evening things to a 3-on-3. Right now, though, Black Dragons, they're trying to collapse in on these two players in mid, and Rambo and Bean are so low on HP that this should be Black Dragons still in a favorable position here. Notson takes down Rambo. Bean on minimal HP now as Maxim tries to figure out where to go next.
Being at 10 HP to play off of, and Maxim 90, so he's still going to be looking okay. The problem is he's really the only one that's going to be able to take engagements for EvaTeam for the rest of this round here. He's looking to move himself around over towards the A-bomb site. He's obviously had to wait for Bean to get into position too, as he's carrying the C4 from over towards mid, where they were playing at previously, but they don't have a whole lot of time to mess around here. They need to get to the site, and they need to get there quickly. Black Dragons are waiting for this kind of a push, but they had to center it. They had to play a little bit closer towards their bridge to make sure that in the event it went B, they would have been able to rotate quickly as well, which means they're playing off-site, leaving the option open for a C4 plan. Thankfully, it's not going to be too big of a deal if they let them get away with that.
We do see just one player from Black Dragons holding the B cross on the bridge. He's going to hold it off, though, but they let them take control. They're going to play for full retake here. Black Dragons just wanting to make sure they're able to trade here. Will sneaks out, shoots a little bullet at the dead body there. No big deal, though. Gives his position up, but EvaTeam very low on HP for this retake situation. Have to hold patiently. But Bean, he's isolated here on the backside of the ladder. He's getting spammed through the box, but there's no connection yet from Will. Maxim finds one, but it's not going to matter. Notson and Will clean things up once again, and they continue to lead the charge here for the Black Dragons.
Black Dragons really starting to shoot ahead here now. Constant retakes. They're not overplaying their hand at any of these rounds either. They're playing a very nice, very controlled defensive side on global risk. And because of that, as you can see, they've been able to dominate, picking up quite a few rounds in a row now against the EvaTeam, who have flatlined. Struggling quite a bit here, losing so many players often early in the round, and then never having enough to actually get to a site.
Right now, Black Dragons doing a great job on their defensive half so far. Knotson and Will leading that charge with 12 combined frags in the first 4. Definitely a huge feat for them to keep themselves on top. Still, a lot of time left in this best of 1. It's only 3-1. EvaTeam with ample time to recover this one and make it a close one for themselves, potentially even a win here. And it's an important one. The loser of this will be the second team knocked out of CFS 2018 here, so a lot on the line for both of these teams who desperately want to make it into that quarterfinals and push themselves one step further here. But Will finds another one for Black Dragons, taking out Kukan early and continuing as a strong force here for the Black Dragons.
It's a nice catch early on to be able to take down Kukan, and once again it gives Black Dragons that early edge as we've been seeing in some previous rounds. Will actually sneak past through mid here to get himself out of a dodgy position, would have been closer to the B site. And EvaTeam, again, just no real position to play off of at this point. They've got some presence being established in mid, close to where Will just worked his way out of, but with the smoke being reapplied into the doorway, leading over towards the global risk spawn, they're not going to be able to push that anytime soon. The only other player they've got still left alive that's going to be lurking away from these positions and towards the site would be Maxim, but as you just saw there, he gets decked by Vienna the second he peeks out of the house. No one else even daring to peek against Black Dragons at this point. And they've got all 5 players still at full HP pretty much.
Now EvaTeam once again backs against the wall. Rambo almost taken down there as well from Will in mid, who's been such a force to be reckoned with. Vienna finds himself another over towards the B bomb site, and things once again look pretty grim for the fate of EvaTeam in this round. Botcon's left alone. A 1 versus 5 situation. It's not going to go his way, though. Vienna just rushes him. No fear there. 3 kills for Vienna on the round, and Black Dragons, you can see the confidence here. EvaTeam definitely struggling once again in their second match.
And once again, just like I said before, not really overplaying anything, not trying to get too aggressive with plays in mid or trying to push them into the house or anything like that. They're keeping it nice and controlled. They're forcing EvaTeam to make the first move in all these rounds, and as a result of that, since EvaTeam just seem incapable of hitting any serious entries against Black Dragons, they shut them down almost every single take attempt.
And this is definitely not the EvaTeam we saw in 2017. It may be the same 5 players, but they surely aren't stepping up in the way we've seen them in the past. Black Dragons, though, they didn't make it very far last year. Now, this is their chance to push themselves one step further, but right now, EvaTeam, they try to execute on the B tunnels. So far, though, Black Dragons getting slightly better out of that situation, as Bean and Rambo are both very low on HP, and Will looks ready to go for the re-engage, but ADRF, look at him on the flank, can't be taken out easily, but still finally goes down to Botcons with the headshot. Very nicely done from EvaTeam, watching their back, but still 2 players very low on HP. Makes this a winnable one for Will and Vienna if they play their cards right here. Down to the 2v3, though. Still, they haven't committed towards the site, but right now Will is eager to hold on to this B tunnels position.
Will's going to continue to hold back. Like I said before, Black Dragons never wanted to overplay their hand so far in the defensive setup, especially now that they're at a man disadvantage here. EvaTeam have to be getting frustrated because they're never being presented with any of these opportunities to do any real damage, and they know that because of the health disparity, they're not necessarily going to be in the greatest position to try and push out of this situation. They certainly wish that they were global risk right now. They would have left them in much better straits. As we see there, Vienna, though, finding the AWM shot. Evens out the scoreline, and Will, with a shot, is also going to be able to bring it down to a 1v1. As well, he'll find one. Rambo will be there to trade it right back. It's Rambo versus Vienna to decide the round. And unfortunately for Rambo, he does not have a lot of time left here. Vienna did just fire off some shots, though, which means that Rambo should relatively be aware of where that retake is going to come from. He's got the position just in mid, and he'll work his way into the house in a second. But here's the problem. Rambo is now ready for it. Does he have the HP to take the fight, though, since Vienna has swapped out from the AWM over to the AK. He only needs a few shots connected, but it's going to be Rambo that takes the fight in the open as we finally see another round picked up by EvaTeam.
And that's a big one for Rambo to win as well. Still a chance now for them to swing back and take this half into their control. And that's exactly what EvaTeam needed to try and kickstart some momentum for themselves. Black Dragons finally getting stalled out in a late round situation there. And now there is some hope alive for EvaTeam to win this one after all. Black Dragons, though, still going to be up 4-2 in this situation. Will and Knotson still topping the leaderboards here in this matchup. 8 frags apiece, still looking pretty solid here. Right now, Black Dragons, though, still committing to the patient setup here, not going for any overly aggressive plays here so far, and that's really been their strength here, not overcommitting, not over-peaking, and putting all of the pressure onto EvaTeam throughout. And it's definitely showed. The pressure for EvaTeam has been pretty far and few for them to actually get any sort of openings onto these bomb sites. The rounds they do win are still down to the wire here and just down to 1v1 and 1v2 situations where they happen to come out on top.
So it's going to continue to be a slow played affair for Black Dragons and EvaTeam, to be completely honest. They'll continue to lurk around in through that B connector to try and work their way over towards the site, clearing out everything incredibly slowly along the way as they'll work their way into the warehouse now. The upper rafters approaching. Of course, use the utility to get themselves out onto this site. Really a whole lot of impact being found against the Black Dragons just yet, though, as they never really choose to contest from this point. They always seem to wait until EvaTeam actually tries to move out for the site take.
Now EvaTeam looking ready to strike here. Black Dragons still a bit unsure of the positioning here, but some nice counter flashes come out. That's going to stall this push for just a few more moments, but Notson, such a key player on this B-bomb side hold. They have to be careful about how they approach him in this back position here. He's going to sneak up onto the top of the shadow box here, waiting to peek out onto this bomb site. Very patient approach here. Notson again holds it, the triple kill going his way. It's already down to a 4v2. Kukon falls as well, and it's just on Rambo once again, but he finds the double in mid. Could he do this in the 1v4? Now Vienna already very low. Will, the only one with good HP left in this fight. Vienna, though, playing patiently in the back corner of pit here, hoping that Rambo doesn't check for this position. Will baits him out, but it's still going to be the shot from Rambo, but Will gets the trade and keeps it alive for Black Dragons. Almost around there for the 1v4 from Rambo, but again, the 1v1 is all that matters at the end of the day. So,
and ultimately, the health disparity being the main thing that allows it to go the way of Black Dragons there, since the last man alive from Ava had already brought himself down to about half HP. Will had the re-peek as soon as his teammate goes down, had to bait him a little bit, but it ends up working out okay. As we still see Black Dragons closing out with a strong scoreline already established, as long as they don't let go now. The potential to push past 5 and into a very, very dominant position for these last 2 rounds.
This time around, though, they are going to boost ADRF here in the A connector. A little bit of change of pace here just to have even more presence to know what's going on here for this mid-control play. And that's really been the choke point that EvaTeam's had their only big successes from, so I can see why they made this adjustment here to put ADRF up there to potentially shut down Maxim or Rambo, the 2 players who've been eager to push out of mid a lot of these rounds. This time, though, Botcons joins in mid as well to see what he can do in this situation. Will, though, a very impactful player here as well from the backside of mid, has 10 frags to his name in this match so far, and he hasn't gone down without at least one in pretty much every round he's faced so far on these mid pushes. So still a great presence across the board coming out here from the Black Dragons as they lead 5-2. Again, EvaTeam wanting to try and take control of the B-bomb site, though they've forced it time and time again. But they have to be able to take down Notson and Vienna on the quick rotations. Vienna, though, this time playing the nice corner position here, waiting to see if they fall into his crosshairs. Notson just baiting them in. Here comes the wide swing, but it's only going to be a one and done there from Vienna. Notson, though, this time going down without a fight, leaves an opening here for EvaTeam to try and work their way in. Rambo finds one in mid as well, and it's down to a 2-on-4. Will finds one. Danimal finds another, but it's still going to be down to the 1v2. Danimal left in a tight situation here, but he does have a nice HP advantage to work with. Full HP versus the half HP and very low HP on Kukon here as he works his way around for the retake. Bomb still not planted just yet. Danimal, he's going to go for the full flank rotation here through the B tunnels and out through the B barn. Right now, Kukon and Bean, though, they need this round for EvaTeam to hold on and have a chance of bringing this one to be much closer before the half's all said and done. But Danimal, he's already eager to strike here onto this bomb site. Kukon, though, may have just spotted him through the barn window. He pushes his way out, though, already looking to try and clear pit here, but he's in a tough spot. He's going to be spotted, but it doesn't matter. Danimal finds the headshot. Bean, now the last hope alive for EvaTeam, but Danimal looking to win this 2v4, takes it for Black Dragons. That's a big 2v4 to go their way. Danimal saving the day here and keeping Black Dragons confidently on top.
That's Danimal, I think, single-handedly pulling off the 1v4 in that situation as well. Beautiful stuff from him as Black Dragons, like we were saying before, you can see it, they're getting hyped now. They know they've got a definitive lead against EvaTeam. Only 1 round left in this half. If they can push 7-2, they're going to be in an amazing position to try and shut this down in the second half.
Once again, we see Black Dragons, the 2-1-2 standard setup working wonders, though, for them. Everyone on their team playing pretty well across the board, so really not a whole lot of need to change things up too severely. Notson, though, going to be playing on top of the window here outside of barn, waiting for someone to cross through. A position we haven't seen too often, but a nice one to potentially catch them off guard if they go for this B push once again, and that's been the key here on this B bomb site hold. They're always playing the same 2 players, but they have new positions that they're utilizing round after round to try and catch these guys off guard, and it's worked quite well for the Black Dragons as they adapt and make these changes very slightly each round, but still playing equally passive here. But we're already going to see some execution attempts here over towards the A bomb site. ADRF taking some damage there through the box, but not a whole lot to make him force out of this position just yet. EvaTeam, though, still struggling to find that opening as well on their execution attempt here.
Let's see Kukon finding himself just over here under the global risk bridge. He's going to try to push himself forward. The problem is he ends up flashing himself out in this situation, but it won't seem to matter. EvaTeam rip through mid and are going to be able to take a quick approach over towards the A site here. It's down to only 2 from the Black Dragons. 2 versus 5, and that doesn't seem to have stopped them in previous rounds. Notzin and Vienna looking to bring it back. They found 1 kill. Obviously, Smoke standing in the way as they push themselves back in, but Vienna will fall. Does great damage to Botcons. However, it does not seem like it might be enough here. We just saw the 1v4 in the last round, but it might be asking too much to have 2 in a row, especially with already a lot of the time gone by in the C4 plant now. Notzin left alone. He'll be taken out by Bean. And finally, we'll see a 3rd round picked up by Ava Squad. We're going to go 6-3 at halftime in the favor of Black Dragons.
A little bit of a recovery there, though, at the end from EvaTeam. Could have been a much worse half considering how dominant Black Dragons was overall. I mean, Notzin definitely being one of the key players alongside Will in this opening half here, but it's still not over just yet. This map does tend to lean in favor of the defense, and a 6-3 half is definitely not enough for them to feel safe to try and close this one out just yet. EvaTeam, if they can have a confident start to the second half, it's still a game where anyone could walk away with the win here.
We'll find out about that in just a few minutes as our teams are getting themselves readied up now. Jumping into the second half in a few seconds here. The Black Dragons, see, losing that last round, we'll swing a little bit of the momentum back into the favor of EvaTeam, but overall a very, very messy half for them. Failing to find entries for a large portion of it. Only we saw Black Dragons start to get aggressive since they have that pretty massive lead. Did we really begin to see EvaTeam also pick up rounds? And of course, as we got into the last few, they were able to pick up their own entries as they finally were able to figure out the key to success in terms of getting their players outside of the warehouse and onto the B site. Not a whole lot of play towards A, though, overall in that half, except for the final round that I think 1 or 2 additionals. It was definitely a very B-favored push, but it's going to be Vienna starting out with a bang. Moves in, immediately knocks down Rambo as they're going to just rush straight up towards A. And while it started off well, it's been turned around here. Will, though, with another pick up a double kill, in fact, from him. Puts it down to a 2v1. Bean to the 1v1, but Will comes out on top as it's Black Dragons that take control of the opening round of the half, pushing them up to 7.
That's definitely a big statement to start off the second half here for Black Dragons, putting them up by 4 now. EvaTeam just seemingly not ready to react quickly enough in that situation here. Their defenses were not set up as they needed to, and you can see already they add that additional player on the A-bomb site hold because of what happened in that opening round, just to see if they push from the start. But they're going in once again, already attacking this A-bomb site, but this time around not going quite as well. Rambo and Kukon open it up for EvaTeam, but it still doesn't matter. ADRF finds 2 picks of his own, and they still have an entrance onto this A-bomb site. Now it's going to be all about the retake here, as we do see Bean and Kukon trying rotating in. But Maxim is a little bit out of position here so far to support just yet. Has to wait for these players to get into position. But right now, Black Dragons, they have full control of this A-bomb site. They have to be a bit careful about how they try and hold on here. But here we have it, though. EvaTeam letting things run a bit thin. But Maxim already finds one from the back of the global risk spawn. Notzin able to find one onto Kukon as well. But still, Black Dragons having some struggle here. It's all on Will once again. But Bean and Maxim, they step it up. And EvaTeam do find the round after all.
So they bring it back, and EvaTeam finally getting some solidity in terms of their ability to trade rounds out onto the table here. Of course, as you can see, we'll get the defuse without too much of an issue. And at the end of the day, EvaTeam will claim a 4th round, keeping them in the action at 4-7. Still a lot more work to do, though, before they can catch up to the Black Dragons.
Now it's the road to recovery here for EvaTeam. Still time to make it happen, but still, Black Dragons, they've been dominant throughout this one so far. We'll see if ADRF can keep it up. He's been getting a lot of nice picks here alongside Will in the second half, but EvaTeam, they made the adjustments they needed to on that A-bomb site hold in that second round. If they can keep it up here, they may have a chance to bring it back on their own here and tie it up at 7 if they can get 3 in a row. We do see a pretty standard setup, though, once again. This time around, though, they give up mid-control, just having Kukon play it from a passive angle. Meanwhile, though, Black Dragons, they're already working for control of the B tunnels, and EvaTeam has to be ready to respond to this.
Black Dragons continue to push their way through those B tunnels. They've already approached the warehouse, ready to move themselves out into the site. But obviously with 2 of their other teammates separated from this push, I don't think we would see them follow through with the execute just yet. It's a little bit too early in the round to see that. A minute and a half. They are going to throw a little bit of pressure over here towards the A site. And actually, ADRF's going to push it on his own. That will not work, though. He goes down without too much of a fight. The rest of the team trying to push their way out on the B potentially here. Even that's not faring too well. They haven't been able to pressure any of the members of EvaTeam just yet. Bean will hold on the back site as well. Bean's going to continue to pick up frags. A second kill for him. The rotates are coming in as Will does find a trade, but it's short-lived. He immediately goes down. The end of the last one standing, and he'll be surrounded. So it's EvaTeam again to pick up a round.
A very awkward situation there for Black Dragons. They pre-fired the spot that Maxim was trying to get onto, but because he actually missed the double jump to get up there, they had an advantage for EvaTeam because they were pre-fired a spot he actually couldn't get to in time. So EvaTeam, the mistake of missing the jump actually pays off for them. And they come out with another round here to keep themselves in a great position, but Bean playing very well to hold things off in that round as well. And now it's just 2 rounds separating EvaTeam from bringing this one to a tie. After a slow start, they may have a chance to recover here. Meanwhile, Black Dragons not having the best of luck on their attacking side so far. The blacklist hasn't been too favorable for them. Danimal sitting at 0 frags. Vienna only with 1 himself as well as they try and get mid-control here to start off the round.
Slow play once again from the Black Dragons. You see them completely held back up on their bridge and other areas that are getting pretty far back on the map overall. They got the entryway towards A long secured, but that's not saying much, unfortunately, at this point in the game, with one other player postured up towards that A connector, too. No solid decision being made yet in terms of where they want to take it, but I think that's changing now, since the B play hasn't been going too consistently for the Black Dragons. And we're going to finally throw all of their weight over towards the A site in hopes that they can do their executes one better. Rambo will be here to defend it with the AWM in hand. The first initial shot's going to be a miss. He'll be flashed out immediately afterwards. Tries to throw his own to the inside. It's actually a really great connection. Black Dragons are going to be held back for a couple of seconds as a result of that, but nonetheless, Danimal is able to get himself on top of the site and find himself an initial pick. Will is able to get the second ADRF with another one found as well. Black Dragons tear through the defense over on the A site, leaving only 2 players still standing for Ava now. It's down to Bean and Maxim. We'll have to try and come back into this, but in a 2v5, there's not going to be much room for it. The rotates have already been cut off. Bean low as well now. He does find one trade, but he's locked behind that silo in a 1v4.
Clearly no way out here for Bean. He'll go down to Knotson, and just like that, it's another one on the board for the Black Dragons here, who are slowly but surely closing in on victory here. EvaTeam, again, stuck on that 5th round, unable to find their 6th here, and now Black Dragons 2 away from finding themselves 1 step closer to that quarterfinals position here. EvaTeam, though, the runners-up from 2017, about to potentially fall here if they can't find a way back into this quickly. EvaTeam, though, playing reserved once again. Black Dragons, though, eager to take map control quickly into their hands. They know what's at stake here, and they want to make sure they hold on to this lead.
So we've got the Black Dragons once again posturing up for a push to move in through the warehouse. This has been the area of the map that they've struggled the most to take control of so far on their blacklist side, though. So we'll have to be careful, as EvaTeam have had a strong record of holding off quite convincingly against these pushes, especially the most recent time where Black Dragons couldn't really take out the natural defenders that were sitting onto the site here. They've been found out, though, so Black Dragons going to be forced out a little bit early. They'll continue to push forward. Will find that first entry kill. There's an immediate trade. It's going to move in for Maxim. Will be able to get one more. Maxim trades it right back as both players are able to pick up double kills. Danimal is going to be able to follow up. Danimal, excuse me, is going to be able to show up and find himself one more frag as well to put it into a 3 versus 2 favor towards the Black Dragons as they now get themselves room to put the bomb on the ground.
EvaTeam in desperation mode here. They need this round to try and keep things alive for themselves. Rambo and BotCons have to make something big happen here now, but Black Dragons, they've shut this down completely. Isolation smoke's already down as well. Danimal gets flashed, but he has to make the impact here. EvaTeam, though, unable to cancel that one. Danimal finds the double kill, and just like that, we are going to be on match point. Black Dragons 1 away from victory.
The Black Dragons seem to have found their edge here on this attacking side, on their blacklist side. Started off with a rush play towards the A site, catches EvaTeam off guard. You're really only going to be able to do that once, though. So they go back to the play where they've been struggling before, that consolidated push over towards the warehouse that EvaTeam was also struggling with on their half if we go back to when they were on the blacklist side as well. But still, Black Dragons finally able to jump out, and it's after they're actually discovered by an aggressive player from EvaTeam. They're forced out into the open, potentially not even ready for that execute, and still make it work. So good stuff from the Black Dragons. Only 1 more away now from closing out of the map and knocking EvaTeam out of the tournament.
And this is it. The Black Dragons have everything that they could have hoped for here. EvaTeam once again struggling under the pressure. The reigning runners-up about to fall here just in the group stage as our 2nd team eliminated here. They need 4 rounds of perfection to try and take this one into overtime, but Black Dragons seem very eager to bring this one to a close as quickly as possible. The confidence they have has shown through. Will once again leading the charge here. Can't find the frag, but Notson takes down the first. Kukon able to trade this one out. It's down to a 4-on-4. Notson gets taken out from the pit position from Maxim, but the trades come through. Danimal gets 2 before going down, but it's all on Vienna and the 1v2. Rambo and Botcons, the last hope for EvaTeam to hold on and take this to another round here. Vienna, though, sneaks to the cross position. Can't find the shots, though, and Botcons and Rambo hold on for yet another round for EvaTeam.
A little bit too aggressive as he's forced out into the open and ends up in a 1v2 right down the main lane leading over towards the GR spawn. So that will hand the round over to EvaTeam. Put their 6th up on the board as you just saw. And keep this one close. 3 more in a row that are still needed for EvaTeam to bring this back under their control and send us into overtime.
Now EvaTeam starting to feel that pressure, but when their backs were against the wall last year, they were able to recover and make some miracles happen. But right now, they're going to need quite a few of those miracles to move on to the next round. 3 perfect rounds. On top of that, they would have to win it in overtime as well to even make it with a chance out of this group stage here. Right now, though, EvaTeam, we'll see if they can make that a reality here. Black Dragons, though, still looking pretty confident here as they group up for this A execution. EvaTeam, they've got to hold this off. Rambo, only 1 kill in the half, has to step up to the plate here and now. Otherwise, this could spell the end for EvaTeam at CFS 2018. Black Dragons, though, works their way in. ADRF and Danimal clear the sight. Vienna finds 1 more. It's all on Bean, the 1v2 do or die. Black Dragons looking to close it out. EvaTeam tournament life on the line. It's all on the shoulders of Bean here. The last hope for the Vietnamese squad of EvaTeam to try and pull through and make another round for themselves. But so far, it's looked like Black Dragons may have what it takes to close it out. Still no plant going down just yet either. They don't want to be caught without any trades going down. But Bean, he needs to make something happen here and now. 35 seconds to grab both kills and the defuse here. But Black Dragons, they spotted him already. Vienna wants to go for the peak, but Bean, he's playing this one patiently. 25 seconds, though, to get through and grab this defuse. He has to move quickly. Danimal already spots him on the corner, takes him down. Black Dragons, they'll eliminate EvaTeam, the former runners-up. No chance at that this time around, though. Black Dragons will be moving